Welcome to our quick guide on how to boost your PC performance in just 10 minutes. I know, just 10 minutes sounds like a load of marketing BS, but seriously, we can make a noticeable difference in just a few minutes. I'm Linus from Linus Tech Tips, and today we'll walk you through 5 simple steps to get your computer running faster. We're talking about squeezing every last drop of performance out of your system, without breaking the bank or needing a degree in computer science. Whether you're a hardcore gamer, a casual user, or somewhere in between, these tips will help you get the most out of your PC. So buckle up, and let's get started. First up, let's talk about startup programs. Now, these are the little devils that often launch automatically when you boot up your computer, and let me tell you, they can really bog things down. It's like having a bunch of people trying to squeeze through a doorway at the same time. Chaos. Now, to see what's clogging your system's arteries, hit Ctrl plus Shift plus S to bring up the Task Manager. Head over to the Startup tab and you'll see a list of all the programs that start with your computer. Take a good look at this list. Recognize everything? Probably not. Do you really need Spotify launching before you even check your email? Is Adobe Acrobat Reader really that critical to your workflow? Chances are you can safely disable a bunch of these. Just right-click on the ones you don't need and hit Disable. Don't worry, you're not uninstalling anything, just preventing them from starting automatically. Trust me, your computer will thank you for it. It's like clearing out the clutter in your house. It just feels good and you'll be amazed at how much faster things run. But hey, I get it. Sometimes you do need certain programs to start up right away. Maybe you're a streamer and need OBS to be ready to go. Or maybe you're a productivity ninja who can't live without their calendar app popping up immediately. In those cases, keep them enabled. The point here is to be mindful of what's running in the background, and to give your system a fighting chance when you hit that power button. Just remember, a clean startup is a happy startup. So take a minute to trim the fat, and watch your PC boot up faster than ever. Alright, next up, let's talk about something that's super important but often gets overlooked. Keeping your operating system and drivers up to date. I know updates can be a pain. They always seem to come at the worst possible time, like when you're in the middle of an intense gaming session or rushing to finish a project. But trust me, keeping things updated is crucial for maintaining your PC's performance and security. It's like taking your car in for regular maintenance. You might not think it's necessary, but it prevents bigger problems down the road. Think of updates as bug fixes, performance enhancements, and security patches all rolled into one. They can fix compatibility issues, improve stability, and even boost your FPS in games. Plus, they help protect you from those pesky malware and security threats that are always lurking online. Now, updating your OS is usually pretty straightforward. On Windows, just head to Settings, Update and Security. Windows Update and hit that Check for Updates button. For macOS, click on the Apple logo in the top left corner, go to System Preferences. Software Update and follow the prompts. Drivers, on the other hand, can be a bit trickier. These are the little pieces of software that allow your hardware to communicate with your operating system. Outdated drivers can cause all sorts of issues, from lag and stuttering in games to crashes and blue screens of death. Not fun. The best way to update your drivers is to visit the website of your hardware manufacturer, like NVIDIA, AMD, or Logitech, and download the latest drivers for your specific components. You can usually find them in the support or download section. I know it sounds like a bit of a hassle, but trust me, it's worth it. Keeping your OS and drivers updated is one of the easiest and most effective ways to keep your PC running smoothly and securely. Plus, it'll save you a lot of headaches in the long run. So do yourself a favor and set aside some time to update your system. Your PC will thank you for it. Alright, let's talk about storage. Specifically, how to make sure your storage is working as efficiently as possible. Because let's be real, a cluttered hard drive is like a messy room. It's hard to find anything and it just slows you down. Now, if you're still rocking a traditional hard disk drive, you'll want to defragment it regularly. Think of it like organizing a giant library. Over time, files get scattered all over the drive, making it take longer for the hard disk drive to find and access them. Defragmentation basically rearranges those files, putting them back in order so your hard disk drive can read them more efficiently. It's like tidying up your bookshelf so you can find the book you're looking for without having to search for hours. To defragment your hard disk drive on Windows, just type defrag in the search bar and open the Defragment and Optimize Drives tool. Then select your drive and hit Optimize. Easy peasy. Now if you've already made the jump to a solid-state drive, you're one step ahead. Solid-state drives don't need to be defragmented because they access data differently. In fact, defragmenting a solid-state drive can actually shorten its lifespan. But that doesn't mean solid-state drives are maintenance-free. You'll want to make sure trim is enabled. Trim is a command that tells the solid-state drive which data blocks are no longer in use, allowing it to clean them up and improve performance. Most modern operating systems enable trim automatically for solid-state drives, but it's always good to double-check. So whether you're rocking a hard disk drive or a solid-state drive, take a few minutes to optimize your storage. It's a simple step that can make a big difference in your PC's overall performance. Okay, now we're getting into the fun stuff, hardware upgrades. I know, this one can be a bit more involved and potentially more expensive than the other tips, but trust me, it can make a world of difference in your PC's performance. First up, let's talk about RAM. Think of RAM as your computer's short-term memory. It's where your PC stores data it needs to access quickly, like open programs, files, and game assets. The more RAM you have, the more your PC can keep in its short-term memory, which means less time waiting for things to load. If you're constantly running multiple programs at once, or if you're a gamer who loves playing the latest AAA titles, then upgrading your RAM is one of the best things you can do. It's like giving your PC a bigger brain. It can handle more tasks simultaneously without getting bogged down. Next up, we have the storage king itself, the solid-state drive. I've already mentioned them briefly, but seriously, if you haven't made the switch from a traditional hard disk drive to a solid-state drive, what are you waiting for? Solid-state drives are like the Ferraris of the storage world. They're significantly faster than hard disk drives, which means your PC will boot up in seconds, programs will launch instantly, and games will load levels in the blink of an eye. It's like upgrading from a horse-drawn carriage to a rocket ship. Of course, there are other hardware upgrades you can consider, like a new graphics card for smoother gaming or a more powerful CPU for demanding tasks. But for most people, upgrading your RAM and switching to a solid-state drive will provide the biggest performance boost for your buck. So if you're feeling adventurous and have some spare cash lying around, definitely consider giving your PC a hardware refresh. It's like breathing new life into your trusty machine. Last but not least, let's talk about something that's often overlooked, but super important for maintaining your PC's performance: cooling. I'm talking about keeping those components cool and happy because trust me, an overheated PC is not a happy PC. Think about it. When your computer gets too hot, it has to throttle down its performance to avoid damage. It's like trying to run a marathon in a sauna. You're going to overheat and slow down real fast. Now, the easiest way to improve your PC's cooling is to simply clean out the dust bunnies. Over time, dust accumulates inside your case, clogging up fans and heat sinks and preventing proper airflow. So, grab yourself a can of compressed air and carefully blow out all that dust. You'd be surprised how much of a difference it can make. It's like giving your PC a breath of fresh air. Another thing you can do is make sure your PC has good cable management. I know cables can be a pain to deal with, but trust me, neatly routing and securing your cables will improve airflow and prevent them from obstructing fans. Finally, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can look into upgrading your CPU cooler or adding more case fans. A good aftermarket CPU cooler can significantly lower your CPU temperatures, while additional case fans can improve overall airflow and keep things nice and cool. Remember, a cool PC is a happy PC, and a happy PC runs smoother and faster. So, take some time to give your system a little TLC and keep those temperatures in check. And there you have it. 5 simple steps to boost your PC performance in just 10 minutes. Okay, maybe a bit more than 10 minutes if you really went all out on the cleaning or hardware upgrades, but you get the idea. Remember, a little bit of maintenance goes a long way when it comes to keeping your PC running smoothly. So don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves and give your system some love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tech tips and tricks. Thanks for watching and happy computing.